Biden Crisis Lifeline. Para español, marque el número dos. If you are a veteran or service member or are calling about one, press 1. Otherwise, to talk, please stay on the line while I transfer you to the Veterans Crisis Line. Your call will be recorded and possibly monitored for quality assurance. Please stay on the line while you're... Thanks for calling the Veteran and Military Crisis Line. Tania speaking. How may I help you?
Good morning. Hey, I'm a disabled veteran. I'm not in crisis, but I feel the need for somebody to talk to
Sure.
right
May I have
now.
your name, please?
First name's Arturo, Arturo. Last name's Lara, Lara.
Okay. And how may I help you today, Mr. Moore?
So, well, for one, I've been awake since like 2 in the morning with just extreme anxiety. And it's 5:20. Yeah. So, uh, well, for one, the main cause right now is what's going on in the world, with Iran. So,
Absolutely.
and it's been like that since it started for the weekend. I had my kids this weekend. I'm divorced, with kids, and so I had one of my kids this weekend, and it wasn't bad, but yeah, the first night or so, it's been, and that's normal for a long time, and so for the past 2 years, I was going through, I was grieving, going through a divorce because of this stuff, pretty much. And I'm pretty, but went through treatment and everything.
What type of treatment did you go through?
So I was in Veterans Treatment Court in Jacksonville, Florida.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Veterans Treatment Court.
Treatment court. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
So the divorce, uh, so pretty much my PTSD, anxiety, depression, panic attacks. You know, I have a tendency. I have a, you know, I've never been diagnosed, but I get very impulsive. Uh, I get my emotions, can't control my emotions. I could be extremely mad or whatever, and get very impulsive, and I'll do things like, the problem with law enforcement, the legal problems I had, that I've only had over here is when I'm in crisis. I tend to get in trouble with, for substance, uh,
Alcohol.
for substance, incidents. Yes, ma'am. Or yeah, for substance incidents. Uh, that's never been my issue. But yeah, it's, and the last issues I had was, like that was, DUI. That's what led me to Veterans Treatment Court. Uh,
Okay.
and when substance involved, usually when my depression, it's extreme. And then I'm borderline suicidal. I've attempted suicide before. I've been
And how
suicidal
long ago?
before. It's been a long, uh, it's been no
Has,
it's been
has it
over
been
2 years.
years?
Yeah, it's been years. Yes, ma'am. So
Okay. Are you having any current thoughts of suicide now?
no, no, ma'am.
Okay. And how did you try to end your life?
Okay, so the last time was, I ended up in jail. Okay, so I was, So I had been in a depression mode all day, crying spells all day, and I was staying with a friend, and I packed up my bag. I just threw all my stuff. I got very very depressed, and I decided to leave where I was staying, which was in Georgia, and go to Florida. I had no place. I had nothing planned. I was just, random. Like it would get extreme. I have a service dog too, and so it was just me and her. And this was after the divorce, so um, I drove. I can't remember where I was at, but I drove back to. I think I was in school. I drove back to. Yeah, I was in school. I drove back from Florida to Georgia. I threw all my stuff in the back seat of the truck, and just left to go to Florida. I had a plan of staying in a hotel for like a few weeks because I was, homeless. So, well, I guess somewhat homeless, yeah, I've been crying all day. So at some point, I decided to get marijuana and cocaine. And so I reached out to someone, they reached out to somebody else and all that, and eventually I ended up getting it from, and I don't remember her, from somebody. So that wasn't my normal thing. That wasn't. It was only normal when I would be in crisis or something. Yeah.
And you said cocaine and what else? I'm sorry.
Marijuana.
Marijuana. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So.
So you basically try to overdose.
No, no, no. I'm not gonna lie. The one um. So there's a lot going through my mind. This is more than 2 years ago. One of the times I attempted suicide was I was gonna jump off the bridge, the Lanier Bridge in Brunswick, Georgia.
Okay.
So I think if I remember, I think at some point I'm like, hey, like because I was in Jacksonville a lot. I'm like, there's a bunch of fucking bridges in Jacksonville. I'll just fucking fuck it. So I think that crossed my mind at some point, but I don't. There was it was still a lot. I didn't know what I was doing. Um, so
Are you on any medications at all?
no, no, ma'am. Uh, I used to use the used to have me on medication, but it made things worse. And like I don't like medication. If anything, the only thing that helps me is medical marijuana.
Okay, so you don't take any. You're prescribed medication, but you don't take it. Is that
Oh no, no,
correct?
I don't get prescribed. I used to, but not anymore.
Okay. Okay, so you just use medical marijuana.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and when is the last time you had some medical marijuana?
This morning, right now, I'm not gonna lie. I was, you know, I've been up for a while,
How
and
much have you had?
I just started smoking. I have my medical marijuana card here in Florida.
Okay. So, I want to ask you if you can refrain from, smoking or any marijuana while we're on the call, so just so we can get through the call. And then, of course, you can always resume once we're finished. Um, do you see a mental health therapist at all?
Yes, ma'am. I'll see her today, this evening. Oh, well, it's supposed to be this
Okay,
morning,
good.
but I have another appointment, so hopefully I'll get to see her this evening.
Good, good, good. And what normally helps you get through all of these things?
Usually talking to somebody. I've been seeing her since I started the program was a year long program, and I graduated in September, and so I've been seeing her. I've
Okay,
been
good
seeing
for
her for
you.
over a year. I see her once a week,
Hmm.
or try to at least once a
And
week.
does it help you?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, good. And as far as your impulse and controlling your emotions, are they working on helping you with that?
Yes, ma'am. You know, uh, that used to be extreme. So extreme where I've been to since the invasion of Ukraine started. I've been to Ukraine 3 times as a volunteer.
Okay. Are you from there?
No, I'm from here. I'm
Or have any
American. My
connections there?
No, ma'am. My parents are Hispanic. My parts of my, some of my family members, have been immigrants, illegals. What the
Okay.
immigration
Okay.
calls it
Right.
recently.
Right. But like you said, immigrants, we don't call them. I don't call them
No,
anybody.
but the current government. That's why I'm kind of reaching out. That's why I'm sitting here talking to you, because a lot of issues.
Absolutely.
On top of I've been. Uh, I went to Iraq 8 times. I spent
Okay.
um, I spent more than, I guess you would say, more than 5 years total in Iraq. Uh, so uh, and to come back, and I grew up in an area uh, where racism was still, 30 years ago or so, was still somewhat heavy. But so and prejudice too, so yeah, with everything going on right now, it's yeah, uh, so yeah, that's yeah, it's a lie. And like I said, I've been since 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna see my therapist till this evening, and which she's aware, but I'm yeah.
No, I understand. I definitely understand. So, what does your day look like? Like once you get up and fully get to moving today, what are your plans?
So I have 2 appointments on top of her. I'm looking forward to. I'm always since I started doing treatment, that's been that's my priority. That's my main focus. Treatment. Uh, and so I have 2 appointments today that I can't miss. So that'll keep me busy too. Um, and so yeah, and that's gonna take all day. But they're important appointments. So
And once you get home from your appointments, what are your plans?
I have my service dog, so I'll be back and forth. Uh, Usually in the evenings, I tend to we go for a walk. I'll take her for a walk. We'll go for a
Okay.
walk and
Are the kids gone
do
home?
do stuff, ma'am.
Are the kids gone home?
So yesterday, yes, ma'am. So they live with their moms. So I had one of them yesterday, and she went back to her mom yesterday evening. So
Okay.
the rest, the scheduling has been, a few things, sometimes changes. So I usually have both of them together at the same time, but I'll have them together again, 2 weekends from now.
Okay, good, good. Are you gonna try to have some breakfast when you get up, or
So I'm having coffee right now, and just like and I know like everyone says, and my therapist told me to, and everyone else is gonna say it, but I'm constantly glued on the phone with like on the news. Uh, so
yeah, it's hard to
so
not watch the things,
eh,
you know,
yeah, and
that are going on. Unfortunately,
I got up.
no matter when you watch the news or go on the phone, your social media is everywhere.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So and then I'm not sure. This just happened within the past few hours. There's two F-15s US F-15s that were shut down in Kuwait. The pilots are fine. Thank God. But it's just so yeah. So like I'm a war junkie on top of like everything else that um, I guess what I experience here at home or yeah. So but yeah, it's been it used to be at the beginning. So I've been dealing with this since I've been back from Iraq 8 years ago.
Okay.
Like, December 2016. Around December 2016 is when I came back from my last trip to Iraq. Uh, and when I came back, a few weeks after that, I had my first panic attacks ever.
Wow. Sorry that
Uh,
you had to go through that.
and then like started with extreme anxiety, different types of anxiety. Going through different phases. At some point I had social anxiety. Uh, didn't want to be in public at all. Didn't want to be like like, and it was a very extreme feeling. Um, so and my family didn't understand. So the issue was, I have a moral injury, I guess. So on top of PTSD, there's a moral injury. The moral injury where like yeah, and I said this before where like I felt like my moral compass was like spinning nonstop. Uh, so a lot of things like questioning like okay, was it worth it me going to Iraq? All those times. I've had friends. We've had people get killed over there. I've had friends commit suicide already. Many have committed suicide that I served in Iraq with, or passed away from some medical complication from over there, or COVID. So you know, questioning God. Complete. Religion, everything. I grew up Catholic. I was raised Catholic, Christian. But lost complete faith in humanity, like complete, you know, um, yeah, pretty much, and because that was one of the things after coming back, like my support system, like was crappy. My support here, people got used to, for one, like my family and friends, close friends, got used to me going back and forth from Iraq and coming back with all my limbs and just like, oh, okay, whatever, you're okay. You're back from Afghanistan. I'm like, all right, great job. Like, no, for one, it's fucking Iraq, two different fucking wars, and like, so a lot of people are very ignorant, like, and clearly that's where like for one, like right now with the whole immigration and like, and you see a lot of racism now with this new government and all that, it seems like
Outright racism,
it,
sure.
it wasn't not too long ago where like this country had people, you know, enslaved, like it wasn't like thousands, it was just like 150 years ago, so long where like, the mentality was like, hey, you know what, these motherfuckers need to be like treated like animals, like what the fuck, that's the same type of, and like, and now it's like, yeah, so yeah, so many things that bother me, and
Do I understand?
on top of
Definitely understand.
um yeah, so right now lately, with because of all this, like my side, I'm going back, and I would go through different modes, depression, this and all that stuff would happen, all that, and depression. And the depression wasn't just like random depression. No, it was like stuff that I witnessed or happened to me and all that. And I was like, you know what, like this is like, and depression and then because it started off with PTSD and then and then insomnia, can't sleep, and then but this went on for the past few years, and then like seeing a lot of stuff, it's then I went to Ukraine a few years ago. I was still married, and so a lot of people, because I can handle myself, because it seems like there's no issues with me. Like, okay, they don't, I don't get much attention that I would need, or the support that I would need, I guess. For a long time it's like that. But man, yeah, it's going to Ukraine was I just same thing. I got impulsive. I packed up my bags one day. It was either I have a mental breakdown here, like I become suicidal or something, or like something. It was leading to something. I didn't know what was going on. And one day I just packed my bags and left my family and everything. And I made it to Poland. I flew into Warsaw, Poland. I made it to the border of Ukraine, but I stayed there for a long time. They I couldn't get across the border. Things were very intense. I couldn't get across the border. I didn't speak the language and all that. Luckily there's a lot of Americans, a lot of people from all over the world going over there to help.
Right.
It was the craziest. I've never seen anything. Ukraine. I spent. I was in Iraq all of 2005. During where I have three, all of 2007 and the beginning of 2008 during the surge for 15 months. At the end of 2009 and all of 2010 for another year during Rizov or whatever, in Iraq still. And then all of 2000, pretty much all of 2015 and all of 2016 when ISIS was trying to push into Baghdad. I've witnessed a lot of stuff. I thought I witnessed everything in the army, but then I worked for. I was a contractor for or for State Department of State, out of the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, Iraq, and when ISIS was working diplomatic security for the U.S. ambassador and a lot of dignitaries. And I got to witness, seeing real refugee camps from ISIS, like a lot of. I guess in the civilian world would be crazy stuff. You would say, a normal person. That's never.
Right.
Yeah, but
Do you
that
feel you need some?
the
Do you feel you need some additional support from going through all this? Because I could always send a referral over to your local VA and have someone reach out to you by the end of this tomorrow to get you connected with some additional support.
they've already I contact them. I contacted you guys a few days ago, or sometime last
Oh,
week.
okay.
Yeah, so I've talked to so they're on track. Yes, ma'am, they're on track. But yeah, I'm good, and like I said, I'll see my therapist today too, and that's
Later
my.
on today.
I don't. Yes, ma'am, and I definitely don't miss that appointment. But yeah, right now, yeah, for the past since 2 o'clock in the morning, I was like, man, I wanted to get some good sleep tonight, and I was tired. I went to sleep, I had a good time, but I woke up at 2 a.m. and like I was wired up. I was like, in my insight, and the first thing I did was like, let me check the news. Let me check the news and see what's going on. And then that's when I seen them like, oh, two F-15s, two U.S. aircraft were shut down. I'm like, damn. I'm like, this shit's like.
Yeah, but also definitely try to take a mental break from that because
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Monitor contribute, but please make sure, you can stay on top of it, but also take a mental break so it doesn't break you down.
Yes, ma'am. The two appointments are gonna take my whole day, so on the drive and everything, I make sure just music or like nothing on. So so yeah, so the rest of the day should be I should be, yeah. It ain't much, and that does work, especially when I'm on the road. So like make sure, so like yeah, so like that's what I'm kind of looking forward to, cause like okay, I'll have somewhat like I know what's coping skills to do to, or I know what to do to take a to take a break from that way.
Okay, good. Well, definitely continue to reach out to us as you need us. We are open 24/7. If you feel there's anything we can help you with, whether it's just a listening band, get some resources. Would you reach back out to us if you were in a crisis again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you so much.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for. Absolutely. You take care of yourself.
Thank you. You too. Have a great day.